because
Yeah,
they
that was gonna be
obviously,
the next question was, is it safe to say that the Rams won the trade?
yeah, which I mean, I think they did because I do feel the same way about Jared Goff. They can't, he's not the guy to get him above that hump, and um, albeit too, the Rams already have won a Super Bowl since after that trade. Right now, granted, I know they've had a better team and whatnot, but that's the whole point, is to win Super Bowls, right? So
Yeah.
I mean, I guess another question to add on there, do they look into trading Goff, or I don't know if his contract ends after this season, but do you think they look at trading him, or
No, I don't think that they'll trade him. I think that they'll keep him. I mean, they don't have a choice actually because he just signed his contract. I think last year. I think they paid him last year. I think they signed him like a 3 or 4 year deal. Probably have to look
yeah, I'm
at the documents on that. But for me, I feel like it's still even then with the Rams winning the Super Bowl. I feel like it was an even trade, and I feel like it's kind of like a tie because if you go back to that point, whenever they did make the trade, you have to understand both positions that the teams were in, right? You have one team that was playoff caliber and Super Bowl ready, and with a quarterback who was still developing. On the flip side of that, you had a team that was struggling to get things going. They couldn't win any games at all, and that was even with Stafford on the team. So they had the quarterback, but they had no weapons to support, and they didn't have the right, um, let's just say, the coaching personnel that they needed. They didn't have a guy like Dan Campbell.
yeah,
Okay. And so if you look at the trade of what it did for both teams, right? The Rams get a already developed quarterback who was a veteran in the league, who had proven himself to be a great regular season quarterback, but they had no idea how he would perform in the postseason. But they knew that he would be ready for sure in the regular season. The Lions get 2 first round draft picks and a third round draft pick, if I'm not mistaken. I believe it was 2 firsts and a third that they got. And out of those 3 picks that they got for Matthew Stafford, those 3 picks turned into Jahmyr Gibbs, Jamison Williams, and Sam Laporta. In 3 seasons, Jahmyr Gibbs posted 48 touchdowns. In 4 seasons, Jamison Williams posted 19 touchdowns. And in 3 seasons, Sam Laporta posted 20 touchdowns. Now, Jamison Williams has kind of like an off season, his rookie season, because I believe he was hurt and suspended for the first season for the majority of it. So he only technically scored 1 touchdown
mhm,
his rookie year. So really in 3 seasons he has 18 touchdowns, but combined they're at 87 touchdowns combined just between those 3 guys. And over the last 3 seasons, that's accounted for 46% of the touchdowns scored from the Detroit Lions. So that's literally half their offensive scoring
from
has
those
come
three
from those
picks.
3 picks from Matthew Stafford.
Yeah,
You don't get to a 15-3 record without those guys.
that's true.
At the end of the day, Amon-Ra St. Brown was not going to be enough to hold everything down by himself. So I feel like both teams won in the trade overall. Now, obviously, the Rams get a little bit higher up because they did win the Super Bowl, but the Jared Goff trade going to Detroit, that was to kind of reset the whole culture of the organization. They had
Yeah,
been losing for 30 plus years. And the last time anything was great besides Megatron was Barry Sanders. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
So they both teams needed to make this trade, and it worked out in both their favors, I feel like.
yeah. No, I mean, that's definitely true. But I mean, another reason why I would have the Rams over the Lions as far as a trade, not only because they've already won a Super Bowl, but this year too. You know, the Rams in the playoffs, the Lions aren't in the playoffs with those players that you mentioned too. So it's
Yeah.
got to give the edge to the Rams, in my opinion, based on off that trade.
Yeah, I mean, I could definitely agree with that, and I got nothing to argue against it too. Because, like I said, for me, I feel like it's more
Yeah, it's
even than far apart. I'd give a little
for
bit
sure.
more edge to the Rams because, like you said, they're in the playoffs this season. Lions aren't, and then, like I said earlier, they won the Super Bowl. The Lions haven't yet. But just in overall, in terms of the situation, I feel like it's a tie because both teams were in a unique situation where they could both benefit from this trade.
Right.
So
Which
there
I
was
mean,
no losers either which way you look at it.